Live, we live. I hope so. Hope everybody's having a phenomenal day on the recap. Real quick, there will be no awakening. Right? The awakening hour will be postponed tomorrow for I got a business arrangement to attend to. Signed the contract. About to be. I don't know. They called me. They asked if I could come in at 9 a.m. tomorrow. So I gotta pull up onto that situation. But tomorrow ain't gonna be no awakening hour, and it might, and I don't know, and I don't know how the schedule might be, but we might just end up having to reschedule the whole awakening hour as far as the time slot. Now, I like to give it to you guys on the wake up because you know, I give you something to put your mind on, focus on, you know what I'm saying? Meditating, breathing, you know what I'm saying? Remembering having to deal with such trauma, you know what I'm saying? And it's always good to tap into those spaces when you're just waking up, right? When you just going through your day, right? So for example, I tell you that you gotta face your trauma because when you go into when you go into the workspace, you don't want to put yourself mentally in a state of comfortability. You want to put yourself in a state like, damn, I'm really out here doing this. Damn, I'm really out here having to deal with such individuals whose mentality is not like mine. You know what I'm saying? And when you hear me say things like, you know, we got to remove ourselves from the Euro-Christian ideology, and we got to remove ourselves from such individuals. I'm not speaking about the average Joe Blow. You know what I'm saying? Like you got some good Europeans, but your good does not justify your lineage wrong. Your good does not mean that I now could suppress the atrocities that my family had to go through. Does not give it the green light to do so. Sorry. You're wrong. You're good. Only lets me know that if you genuinely if you genuinely, you know, do good things, it only lets me know that there's a possibility that your lineage can really do good for people. You know what I'm saying? And even that comes with a cap. You feel me? Like the things that black people would do for other nations will not do for black people. Let me say that again. The things that black people do for other nations will not do for black people. This is facts. You understand? Other nations will do what they do because of the position that they are in, right? It's easy to give aid when you have everything in arm's reach. But when you don't have that, we won't have nothing but 10 cents to our name. And we would divide and split that 10 cents. That's in our DNA. This is who we are as people. We don't we do we don't know what being impoverished is as far as like being homeless and having no food. We didn't know what these things was. Those things came with the capitalistic society. When the world got capitalized, this is when you started seeing foolishness like that. Everybody had a plate to eat. Everybody did. Everybody had a home to sleep. Even when you read it in your Bible justifies Jesus never had a home, but always had a place to rest his head. You understand? We once was on that type of time. We don't got that no more. You feel me? That ideology is gone when society became a capitalistic society. When society became a capitalistic society, it wasn't about unity, right? It was about you better get yours because I'm out to get mine. You know what I'm saying? Even though that's one of my outros for the podcast, that foundation, it is what that is. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what happens when you live in a capitalistic society. So the things that we do for other nations, the black other nations will not do for us. And it's facts. You know what I'm saying? But I still don't want Europeans to feel like I'm attacking them. My issue has nothing to do with you. You guys are gonna do what y'all do regardless. My issue has nothing to do with you. My issue has everything to do with my people. I can't go to war unless my people is trained for combat. And I gotta train brothers and sisters for combat. The first thing they teach you in combat is paying attention, is observing, is understanding. My job at this moment is to attack the mind. He that controls the mind controls the spine. So our spine has been overtaken by Euro-Christian ideology. Now, I'm not saying that I want to control your spine. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is we as individuals have to realize that the mentality and the perception of how we see life and how we view life and how we view each other is a taught behavior, right? And this behavior that we was taught is detrimental to us because it's teaching us to be savages. We're not savage people. We don't know about seeing a sister getting hurt. We don't know about a brother getting hurt. We don't know about children being violated. We don't know about these things. These things was addressed in our communities. But when you in the mentality that you are now, you don't address these things. These type of things, it comes in and it goes out. It comes into the state of it is what it is. That it is what it is mentality is a problem. There's no is what it is for us. It is what it is. It is our job to make sure that though what it is occurs. That's our job. So I don't want Europeans to feel like I come on here to bash them. No, my issue has nothing to do with a European. I could care less for a European. No disrespect. I can care less. What happens to them won't stop me from sleeping, won't stop me from enjoying my life, won't stop me from doing nothing. It won't. But when I hear black children being killed, when I hear black children being arrested, incarcerated, when I hear black little girls being touched and molested and sex trafficking, like these stories, those things hurt. Those things irritate me. Those things I take personal. Because I'm not only a black man, I am a father. I once was a child. I know what the street has to offer. I know. I dive deep into it. You name it, we did it. You name it, we did it. You understand? So I already know what the streets has to offer. So when I see that the youth is still walking down this path, when I see the youth is still walking down this path, and I see other nations like Chinese people, take full advantage. When I see the Jewish people take full advantage, and they're still living in the same society that we're in. It's like everybody's making changes, everybody's adapting, everybody is evolving. We the only ones that's literally stuck in the matrix. That we're stuck in a matrix, and they'll tell you that we got to get up to date with time, but up to date with this time is in a negative aspect, right? It's demoralizing. It's not uplifting. It's not unifying, is not creating solutions. coming up with conclusions. It's none of these things. It's literally just keeping us in a state of la 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 la. We just la 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 la. Who is this? We're just la 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 la. Like we're literally just right here, and we right here, and there's no growth. And when I say that the reason why there's no growth upon us is because of the Euro Christian ideology, the mentality. Is the mentality. This is a concept that was, you know what I'm saying, forced upon us. This is literally a template. We are acting out the template that was laid out for us to copy and paste, and we've been copying and paste ever since our ancestors. Ever since our ancestors got off the shores and came into these places, we've been doing these things. You understand? So when I say the things that I'm saying, it's not an attack on other nations. It's to let people know that my nation is priority to me, and your nation is part of the problem for my nation. You know what I'm saying? And they created this, throwing this race word out. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he's racist. I can't be racist. Black people can't be racist. What I'm saying now can't change the politics. What I'm saying now cannot will not remove a presidential candidate and I install my own. We install our own. So we cannot be racist. We do not carry that power to be racist. We can be prejudiced. We can be racist. We can have hatred. If any level of a black man's frustration that's on this earth, that's in America, should be accepted and not void because we are entitled to feel this way. We are entitled to feel this way. Do you see what we went through? Do you not understand what we're going through? Do you not see our community? Do you not see our children? Do you not see that? If you don't see it, then I don't know what to tell you. But I can see it clear as day. I can see what's being done. And I can also see who's capitalizing off our destruction. I can see all of that. Clear as day. But I'm also going to be a realist and let people know where does the problem relies. Where does this problem come from? Who's the cause of it? You understand? What is the cause of it? Those things have to be spoken of too. We can't just say, oh, black people, you guys made wrong choices. No, it's deeper than that. Everybody make wrong choices. A person woke up today and got into a relationship with the wrong woman, got in a relationship with the wrong man, but you deal with it. It is what it is. You can't run from it. It's life. You feel me? And this is what I be saying. You know what I mean? Like we gotta face trauma. I keep stressing that over and over and over and over and over again because we gotta face trauma. Because when you go down, excuse me, I'm gonna choke on my candy. When you go down this rabbit hole, you will see where the trauma relies. You see exactly where the trauma come from. The trauma doesn't come from anything or anyone outside of those that inflict such trauma. Our trauma was inflicted. I repeat, our trauma was inflicted, and now they created coping mechanisms that's ineffective. Our trauma was inflicted, and they gave us coping mechanisms that's ineffective. These things are ineffective. Church, religion is ineffective. Believing in Jesus is ineffective. Thinking that God is going to come and redeem you is ineffective. Giving us the biblos is ineffective. Giving us jobs and money is ineffective. Giving us schools and opportunity to drive and give us the belief that we are free is ineffective. It's ineffective. Don't listen to me. Just look, pay attention to your community. Just look around you. Our trauma is inflicted. And the people that did the infliction, they're looking at us and looking at us like, oh, it's just a contradiction. Oh, it's just another situation. No, that's not how it goes. I'm sorry. That's just not how the game goes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. That's not how the game goes. We have been, we've been inflicted for a long period of time. We've been afflicted. We've been afflicted way before this 400-year conversation that's been brought to us by biblical scholars and biblical teachings and biblical writings and all that. We've been afflicted way before that. We've been afflicted way beyond 400 years. We, the people, has been afflicted. This is fact. This is not my opinion. This is not my belief. This is historical facts. From the minute they came into your land with the KJV and all this Biblos talk, this was the beginning of our infliction, right? The minute they came into our land and putting us in servitude was our infliction. We've been inflicted for a very long period of time. This is facts. This is facts. And the infliction is done by people that we are now forced to be around and deal with and expect and love and sleep with and have families and children and invite to our barbecues and stuff. I remember when the world was completely segregated. Black people was more prosperous when we were segregated. You know, when I did the live when I did the weekly broadcast titled "We Need to we Maybe We Need to Be Enslaved Again." You know what I'm saying? Which if you guys didn't listen to it, I advise you to. Very, very, very phenomenal work, man. Powerful. You know what I'm saying? Very powerful. Now, for those that's trying to figure out what do I mean by that, and why would I say such a thing? Why would I say such a thing? Because people don't understand that when we was enslaved, we didn't see each other as the enemy. When we was enslaved, we moved in decency and order. When we was enslaved, we knew we had compassion for each other. You know what I'm saying? When we was enslaved, we stood and we fought and we rode together. We rebelled together. We did everything together. Everything was togetherness. It was never you do you and I do me. It was never that mentality. That mentality came through, you know, uh, uh, um, through inclusion. That mentality came through inclusion. That mentality came through um, integration. We didn't know what that was. We knew we had to unify, we had to protect each other, we had to love each other, we had to stand our ground with each other, we had to build with each other, we had to we there was no such thing as a woman having, you know what I'm saying, bearing children and she's raising it on her own, because we knew that's what the slave master did and we didn't want no parts of that. We wanted to do what was right when we was doing what was right. But when the 60s came along and they gave you the Dr. King and they gave you I Have a Dream speech and they gave you all this foolishness and they gave you all these distractions, then they started giving you basketball, they started giving you Walt Chamberlain in the NBA, they started giving you Bill Russell in the NBA, they started making sports very entertaining for us. When those things was happening, this is when we started losing ourselves. And we've been lost ever since, people. We not rising. We not doing absolutely nothing. All we doing is sitting back and just, you know, just waiting. This is why we need that. Like I said, this is why I totally agree that we need to um we need to be enslaved again. Look at today's generation. Look at the comfortability. Look at these children. I'm driving past a school right now, and everybody's on their phone. Everybody's wearing hoodies. Everybody's doing the same thing. Is that we all on the same frequency? Everybody's doing the same thing. Complete control. But through slavery, you couldn't keep us under their frequency because we didn't want to be on that frequency. We automatically had rebel in us. We automatically was rebellious. We automatically was ready to do et cetera, et cetera. We was willing to do what was needed to liberate ourselves, even if it meant dying. This is the mentality that we have. We no longer have that. We lost that. And we lost that through what? The number one thing, Euro Christian ideology. I did the live today and I had to reread the Leopold letter where even the gods that the Leopold mentioned, and you go look up the gods is male, it's a male and a female counterpart. Go watch that live. It's a male and a female counterpart. So when I tell you guys that there's no such thing as monotheism when it comes to our culture, you guys thinking that I'd be crazy. Why? Because you guys are still subject to the Euro-Christian ideology. You guys believe, even in the letter, it says, teach them that we are the Father, that we are the Father. So every time you say Father, like I tell you guys all the time, every time you say Father, you're giving praise and worship unto their gods. You're giving praise and worship unto their gods. Whether it's the Pope, whether it's the high priest, you name it. That's what you do every time you say Father. That is not in our culture. We didn't even refer to God as Father. It was the supreme being, the creator of it all, the supreme being, one half of the creators. That's why you see my terminologies and how I bring forth things. I always say the creators because they are the creators. We don't know. We didn't get that. That's my mother and that's my father taught. You got that through religion. Religion taught you that. Religion, Euro-Christian ideology taught you that. That didn't come from their ancestors. That didn't come from the heavenly ones. That's not our source. So if it's not our source, then if we trying to take away that type of nonsense, all of that got to be cleansed. The way that we word things, the things that we say. If you know that the word faith is an interjection, we know the word belief is an interjection. We know the name Jesus is an interjection. We know all these things. How many interjections do you need to realize that, oh, hold on, these people is playing with my emotions? How many more? How many more? And why nobody's questioning? We know that Father is an interjection. We know Father is an interjection. We know that the Lord is an interjection. And I don't want to say it's an interjection, but when I say interjection, it's an interjection to us. This is how they restructure our minds. They create these things and they force it down our throats. These interjections to plague our minds. These are interjections. This is not who we are. This is not who we are spiritually. This is not who we are physically. This is just not who we are. This is facts, people. You know what I'm saying? These people are the ones giving us this ideology. They're telling you that this is what you need to follow. Leopold wrote that. And guess who the target was? Teach this to the children. So you teach this to the children, when the child gets older, that child is going to pass on the same understanding that they gave, that the mercenaries gave these children. And by the time these children reach 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 years later, guess what? Their whole entire concept of the mind uh, uh, um, has been tampered with. So what person in the right state of mind is going to teach such teaching? Only an ignorant, lost fool would do so. Somebody that's in the right state of mind is not going to do that. Somebody that's in the right state of mind is not going to teach their child that. This is what I'm trying to have you guys to understand. You're being taught this. This is a passed down. This is a passed down literature, a passed down belief, a passed down religion. You don't know your religion because you're being told anything that was black is evil. You even say the word black magic is evil. You even have a black cat is evil. Anything that's associated with black is considered evil. Where does that concept come from? That is Euro-Christian ideology. This is what I'm trying to have you guys to understand. That they're teaching you. You're being taught to hate yourself. You're being taught to deny your ancestors, deny your heritage, deny your culture. You're being taught that. And you standing on what? What's your foundation? When I ask people what's their foundation, what is your foundation to believe in what you believe on? What is it based on? Who's giving you this story? Oh man, they wrote it, and to justify the foolishness, they're gonna tell you, oh, the devil. This is the word of God. The devil don't have the right to do et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, because the devil can't change everything. And like this is the ideology that I'm talking about. I'm like, yo, you really believe that? You really deep down in your heart, you believe such foolishness. You cannot believe such foolishness. You cannot believe such foolishness. You cannot. You cannot believe such foolishness. But when you want to justify your investment, because a lot of our people, brothers and sisters, man, woman, girl, child, a lot of our people has invested their entire lives into ideologies, the foundation of school, the foundation of just the government system. It's all based from Euro-Christian ideology. When you put them together side by side, the attributes is the same thing. It's literally the same thing. There's not one different from the other. One hand washes the other. And both of them do what? They capitalize on slavery, of the misery of a particular group of people. The religion teaches you that, yeah, you're going through what you're going through, but God loves you. You know what I'm saying? The kingdom of heaven is at hand. That's in the Leopold letter. This is what the Leopold told the mercenaries to go tell the people. This is what King James had to put in the Bible to ensure that their position to prevent another Julius Caesar attack. This is not me saying this. This is historical facts. How do you control the masses? You got to give them a story where you got to give them a mystical story where it seems so believable, right? And now that they got such advanced technology, these people are playing with the weather. These people can make the sky red, blue, purple, green, orange. They can do whatever they want. They have that power now. They have such power now, and they're doing whatever they want, and they plague off your ignorance. This is how they keep you. This is how they keep you in a state of content. Your own Bible tells you that marvel not. There are gonna be many that's gonna come in my name saying I am Christ, but I am not. Right? That's your Bible saying that. That's your Bible saying that. The Bible is telling you what they're about to be doing. The Bible is telling you that. It's not me saying this. It's their books. It's their writings. This is their understanding. This is not mine. This is not mine, people. But I got the mind, and I was able to debunk these things. You got to be able to decode these things. All of these things that's written in the Bible is written in code. If you're thinking that it's precept upon precept, you highly mistaken. This is a satanic book. It's literally a witches and warlock book, and on a low frequency, at a very low frequency. It's a very warlockish book at a very low frequency because the frequency of that book was copied from other people's writings. They took other people's customs and cultures and they merged it together and created the Biblos. That's why they call it the canon. Why they call it the canon? Because that joint is designed to shoot your soul away, to take your body parts, break it into half, make you hate who you are, make you question who you are. That's what that joint was there to do, and that's what it's doing. And it ain't never gonna stop until you stop. The book will never stop being printed until you stop. Until the world has no more uses for the Bible, they're gonna print it every day. You're gonna get a different version. You're gonna get different teachers. To yesterday we was from Israel. Today we from South Africa. Next week we're gonna probably be in Antarctica. And this is not me throwing shade. I'm just trying to let you know that this is how much efforts and works that they're putting to keep us away from who we are. We have no connection. We have no connection to the Bible. That has absolutely nothing to do with us. Our connection comes from the universe. Our connection comes from our ancestors. Our connection comes from the creators. The creators that created this world is not the gods that's spoken of in the Bible. It's just not. And you guys gotta accept that. You guys gotta accept it. You guys gotta respect it. What's being written is not the story about you. It's not. It's not. If that book was our history, there's plenty of African historical events that took place that should have been written. That should be in the book. It's not. It's not. These people should not even. These people shouldn't even have the access to get translators. It's not. It's just not. So little things like that, you gotta make those things make sense. We gotta understand what's going on. We gotta understand what's going on. Something is being given unto us intentionally. Why? Why? We've been reading this Bible for God knows since 14 something. We've been reading these Bibles. Yes. Alfonso, King Alfonso of the Congo, right? Converted into Christianity in 1488 or 1492. He was converted. He converted to Christianity. That means if he converted to Christianity, that means that the ideologies that came along with Christianity, which is Judaism or Hebrewism or Bantuism, these things never existed in our space. We didn't know what that was. We did not know what these things were. And if I don't know what it is, then I can't, how are we then now saying that this is our culture? If you look at from 1488 or 1492, when you see from those time stamps, from that time stamp to 2024, that's a whole redoctrination of things taking place to a group of people. So you're taking such ideologies and you spreading it all across South Africa, East Africa, North Africa, West Africa. You're taking that same ideology, you're bringing it to the Caribbean islands, you're bringing it to those areas. All of that was intentional. And all I'm asking people is look at the map, go down the timeline, You're going to see that the mass majority of people that once our land started getting conquered, our people started being sold, things started happening to us when we started bringing in such religion. Because that lets me know that there was a power source that they could not break through. They couldn't break through until they got everybody in disarray. How did you get everybody in disarray? You start doing what? Attack the children. Give the ideology to the children. So as children get older, children no longer want to take on the ways of their ancestors and their mothers. They like this new religion. They can do whatever they want. They can chill however they want. All they gotta do is love. So when you get such ideology and you passing it on to children, and the children is growing up to become adults, that ideology is still being passed down to the children, to the next generation, to the next, and the next, and the next, till we get to where we at right now. So we get to where we at right now. Here we are right now, 2024. We got more lost, confused individuals than any time in life. So much different perspectives, so much different doctrine, so much different understanding. Oh, but it's just so much of it. It's just flooding, and that's intentional too. When you read Albert Pike's work, they said they have to flood they had to flood the world with information. So when the real ones come, you're gonna contradict it. That was intentional. This is why they allow us to be on YouTube and talk this talk. You guys thinking that it's the creators? Oh, Sunni's allowing us because the truth is coming out. There's no truth. There's no truth in this world, people. I'm sorry. There's no truth in this world. There's absolutely no truth because everything that we was told and everything that was given unto us has been lies. So there's no truth. And if you try to find the truth, you ain't gonna get it from the liars. You're just not. You're not gonna get the truth from the liars, people. So when you hear me say things like there's no truth in this world, I really mean that. There's no truth. Everything is a lie. All of it. Absolute lies. The only thing, the only thing that we got, the only thing that we can base our studies and our knowledge is off experience. Experience creates facts. We want the facts. I don't want the belief. I don't want the insertions. I don't want the assumptions. This is what we've been doing. This is what religion is doing. This is what's going on with our people. We want to live our lives based on belief and insertions. We're not living our lives based on facts. Because if we was living our lives on the facts, we would be saying things. The fact of the matter is, this is what happens. The fact of the matter is, this is what's going on. The fact of the matter is, you violated. The fact of the matter is, you are a product of that violation. This is the fact of the matter. This is no if buts or in between. The if buts in between come with religion, belief, trust, love, unity. As long as you part of my religious community, you're my unity. You my brother. You my brother in Christ. This is what we're feeding our people. This is what we're saying. This is the ideology that's being said, that's being passed on. People got to see that. This is why I said what I said. This is why I'm saying what I'm saying. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing. I have nothing but love for my people. I want to see my people rise. I want to see my people be free. I want to see my people live a life where they don't have to pay taxes on a home that's theirs, or they got to pay to get fruits that's grown literally every day, everywhere. And I was literally created for man's consumption, because we was never designed to be homeless. We was never designed to be hungry. We was never. There's enough fruits and vegetables in this world to feed an entire nation for eternity. This is facts. So this is why I say what I say, because it's time for us to live our lives based on the facts. If you tell me a story, all right, cool. Present your argument. You can't give me a story about the Biblos, because the Biblos it has no foundation outside of religious texts. It has no foundation. They tell you, oh, the bodies in these tombs. I found out today that they said that the bodies of the character in the Bible is in a tomb, and I'm saying in the tomb. So all these bodies is in a tomb. Okay, cool. And nobody got a chance to see the bones or nothing. Nothing. These people is digging up things every day. They digged up the first lady that they found. Her name was Lucy. I believe they dug her up in the Sudan. They saw the whole picture of her. You think we're not supposed to know the bodies of somebody like David? How was he buried? Was he buried with all his diamonds and jewelry? What about Solomon? Was he buried in all his diamonds and jewelry? You know what I'm saying? Like these are the questions that needs to be asked. And I ask them and I don't get no response. I ask it and I don't get no response. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm not getting any response, or people is not giving me the correct answer, then how do you expect me to be subject unto something? How do you expect us? Let me not say me. How do you expect us to be subject unto something? How? When all I'm looking forward is the facts. Provide me with the facts. Provide me with the source to validate. Because if you telling me something, right? If you telling me something that I need to wake up the people, and the people need to wake up and come to the understanding of who they are. If I'm telling this to the people, I need to have facts. Not lands and made up locations and doing this and doing that. I'm not doing that. That's not how you wake up people. It doesn't make sense. If you solely base the story based on locations, then you completely lost. If you think that your only reference and resources is the Biblos, and the Biblos is all you need, you're completely lost. You're lost. And I say this all the time. The Biblos is not the end all be all. It is not the end all be all. The Biblos was for you to read and understand the concept of being civil and moral. That's why I encourage people. If you don't want to read, if you don't want to read the Biblos no more, I'm fine with that. Throw it in the garbage, burn it. But if you do want to read it, and you do want to get some spiritual understanding, I tell people read the book of Proverbs, read the book of Proverbs, or you can read the book of Sirach, Ecclesiasticus. Those two books you can read. Read it because it's going to teach you how to see things morally, how to be moral and subtle. Yes, they got a lot of things in there where they try to make you very submissive and soft. But that's where you gotta have the discernment to throw what you need to throw out. Like, nah, I ain't about to listen to that. That's just what that is. You gotta have the discernment to throw things away. And when you do, you know what I'm saying, you gather your food. But outside of that, everything that comes along with that Biblo is just trash. It's false information. You better off in believing Spider Man and Santa Claus and Batman. That's how bad it is. You better all believe in such character, fictional characters, before you start believing anything that's coming out of the Bible, outside of the book of Proverbs. Outside of the book of Proverbs. It ain't no disrespect. It ain't no lie. These are the facts. These are the facts. I don't understand how we as individuals, know enough to know that there was no such civilization by these people. There was no civilization that was orchestrated by such people where it flourished and it remained dominant. Their domination came when they started taking our land. When they came into our land and they started violating, this is when their domination started taking place. This is when their dominance started taking place. Just imagine they never been in Africa. And this is no disrespect to my Europeans, but if you guys was not in Africa reaping the benefits and taking all the minerals, you guys would have been exterminated a long time ago. This is facts. A lot of you guys would have been exterminated a long, long time ago. This is facts. But you guys don't hear it though. I say it all the time. Until we get out of this ideology, we will never elevate to the next level. It's all about growth. You're gonna go through one door like I went through that one door. You're gonna think that you are a Christian. You're gonna think that you are a God fearing person, that Jesus is the way. You're gonna think that. Then you're gonna go into a Hebrew joint, and then you're gonna think that too. And then you're gonna think that. And then you're gonna think this. And then you're gonna think that. Right? You're gonna keep, because when you trying to find yourself, that's just what goes on that's just what goes on with the territory. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it goes on with it. You trying to find yourself. You trying to see who you are. You trying to learn who you are. That's what comes along with it. You know what I'm saying? That's what comes along with it. You just on a pursuit of trying to find who you are, and you're gonna go through many doors. You're gonna go through many doors. I went through many doors. I didn't get where I'm at just sitting still. I didn't get where I'm at just reading one book. I touched everything, and at the time, mass majority of the books that I was reading was religious texts. Until I realized that religion is the problem of our is the number one issue of who we are and what's going on around us. It's religion. Okay, cool. So now you got to backtrack as individuals who's seeking knowledge and have knowledge. You got to backtrack. You got to back up. Hold on. Wait a minute. What was I doing then? Was I really doing this? Hold on. Let me go back. Let me go back. Let me go back to the essence. Your essence does not come through religion. Your essence will never come from the people that gave you such ideologies, it will never come because the people that compile it, the writers and all that, these people don't carry the soul that you carry. They don't have the understanding of the universe like you do. They don't. To this very day, they don't. To this very day, they don't. Every day they trying to play God. Every day they trying to do something. Every day they trying to mess up with the genetics and all of this. Every day because they just can't get it. No matter how much they try, they just can't get it. Facts. So you gotta be the one to go tap in. Gotta find yourself. We gotta find ourselves. No it's buts or maybes. Gotta find ourselves. We gotta know who we are. Gotta know who we are. And that understanding of who we are will never come to you by the enemy, people. I don't want to be the one to burst the bubble, but the bubble need to pop because the balloon got you, the air balloon got you guys flying in the air to the point where you don't even want to get let down. You don't want to come down. You wanna be the top scholar. You wanna be the top dog. And it's like this is not a position for us to be top dogs. This is a position for us. This is the awakening for us to work and reason amongst each other. I gotta reason with you. I gotta work with you. I gotta see things for you. You gotta see things for me. You gotta protect me. I gotta protect you. These are the things that needs to be done. You understand? I'm gonna leave it as that, God. You feel me? Like there's only so much that I could chop it up, but only so much. But at the end of the day, people, at the end of the day, brothers and sisters, gotta start. You really gotta start analyzing and seeing the world for what it is, understanding who these people are. You gotta understand who these people are. These people are not who you think they are. That's all I want you guys to do. I want you guys to just wake up. I want you guys to just analyze. That you can't just gather information and say that this is the end all be all. The big blues will never be the end all be all for you. Sorry. Sorry to be the one to burst that bubble, but it's not. The end all be all other books. Just like I'm reading other books. Because these other writings are here and they exposing all ideology, all this foolish nonsense that we grew up believing. We're living in a time where it's being exposed. And like I tell you guys all the time, in the Bible it says, in the Bible, come on, in the Bible it tells you that in the end times, in the end time many shall depart. It tells you, many shall depart. It tells you a lot of foolishness. But one thing that it do tell you, it says that you shall be persecuted for my name's sake. You would never be persecuted. You would never be persecuted for accepting Jesus because this whole world is founded and infrastructured and put together by Jesus. You would never be hated for that. What you're gonna be hated for, you're gonna be hated for the rejection of Jesus. This is facts. Give me a second. What's up, my guy? Where you at? All right, I'm downstairs. You know what I'm saying? You will never be hated for accepting Jesus. That's the biggest mythical lie anybody has ever heard in their life. If you ever think that you'll be rejected for rejecting Jesus, you're highly mistaken. You're going to be rejected because you're going to be prosecuted, for rejecting Jesus. You shall be persecuted for that. You should be tried. You will be beheaded. You will be murdered. You will be killed. Because that's exactly what was done when they brought that Jesus ideology to your land. Remember, from the time of that story to now, right? It's thousands of years later. And you see what these people was doing. You know what I'm saying? You see that these people literally you see that these people literally came into your space and said, if you don't accept this, you shall be persecuted. What do you think was going on? How you think Jesus became the number one image in this world? How? You thought that would happen overnight? These people know exactly what they was doing. You feel me? So I say all of that to say, stay focused, man. Okay? There will be no awakening tomorrow. I might have to change the date. If you guys got any ideas on what time you feel like it will be best for you, let me know. Uh, I wanted to change. Listen, I ain't gonna lie. I do want to do the 10 a.m. because 9 o'clock I go to sleep late. You know what I'm saying? And then I'll be waking up. I don't know. Maybe we're gonna do. Maybe we'll do 7:30, 7:30, 8 o'clock. I want to put it in a reasonable time where you guys can see me, check in, you know what I'm saying, rock out, gain some knowledge, gain some wisdom, and build. You feel me? So I don't know. I'm thinking about it, but there will be no great grand awakening or the awakening hour tomorrow. Stay tuned for that. I'll keep you guys posted. Like I said, I got a new contract. So you know what I'm saying. That's gonna require my services in the morning. So I don't know. We'll see if we go do it for the evening. But when I do it, I'll definitely keep you guys posted. Anyway, it's your brother man from the motherland. Came to you guys live. Please, once again, continue supporting. Get yourself some merchandise. Get yourself, all the links is gonna be in the bio. I'll be editing this later on tonight. Get yourself some merchandise and support it, man. We outside, man. It's your brother, man. You understand? In my house.